Welcome to the kitchen. The fast pace, the energy, the heat. I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. I live for this stuff. A group of chefs working hard, working things together, serving their customers, being passionate about what they do, passionate about the food. It gets me going. It's my life. It's my energy. That's why I was put on the earth. But where's it come from? What's the source of it? Food. Fantastic. I'm chef, artist and filmmaker Benevolent, and I'm on an adventure to find the most amazing locally sourced food from all around the world and then cook it in the most amazing place that we can find. Rock on. G'day guys, welcome to Tales of a Benevolent Chef. I'm Benevolent. Well, welcome to the amazing Surf Coast in Victoria, Australia. A stunning place for our first tale together, and what an amazing place it is. These beautiful, robust sandstone cliffs that basically run from Torquay right down to Warrnambool, way down that, hundreds of kilometres down that way, is a real testament, and it's a beauty, an absolute beautiful place to be. So this is actually where I live, and I've grown up along this area for my entire life, and it's really, really important that I can show this to you guys today. So we're in Victoria, Australia, down on the Southern Ocean. So the Southern Ocean crashes into these beautiful cliffs down below and creates an enormous atmosphere. Now, way over there is the world famous Bells Beach. So Torquay is a surfing town. Most of the major surfing brands within the world, within Australia, have actually started here in Torquay. But it's an amazing place. So, Tales of the Benevolent Chef. I'm not going to be taking you to places that are normal. I don't want to tell you about towns. I don't want to tell you about people. I want to tell you about this amazing environment that we live in here. And we want to cook in some of these beautiful, stunning places. So welcome down to Bells Beach, just down near Torquay in Australia. And look at that view. Beautiful panoramic beachside view. Sandstone cliffs, surfing. It is the surfing capital of Australia. And the sand is pristine. It's home to some amazing endangered species right along this whole coastline. So this is a big marine park, and it stretches for miles and miles and miles. So guys just have a really relaxed atmosphere. They surf, they hang out. It's just a beautiful place to live. So this whole Surf Coast region is synonymous with tourism, and in many respects that's good and it's bad. In summer, it keeps these beautiful little coastal towns really jumping and thriving, and huge economy. In winter, this is the time when you want to come in autumn, come in winter, come in spring, and you get to experience these places for really what they are. I mean, you know, there's no beaches like this in the world. So you're probably about a 2-hour drive southwest of Melbourne, which is the capital of Victoria, and it really is worth the time. Come down when it's not so busy though, I really insist. So this amazing area here is actually part of the Point Addis Marine National Park. So it is a protected area, there's no fishing allowed in here. It's really, really important to maintain this area. So as we're hiking in and we're going to cook our beautiful dish for the day, it's really important that we respect that. I mean, you don't get views like this just any old day, do you? It's pretty fantastic. A pretty stunning place to be cooking some food for you today. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better place in the world right now to be here by yourself cooking some amazing food. What we're actually going to do today is I'm going to use some locally caught shark. So it's school shark. It comes from the continental shelf. I'm going to say about 20k that way is where they catch a lot of it. School shark, gummy shark. It's very, very prevalent all along this coastline. I'm going to actually do an Italian dish which is a crudo, which effectively means raw, but what we're going to do is we're going to cook it with some acid. We're going to use some orange and some lime and some really zing, and I'm going to hit it with some really big flavours. It's going to be pretty sexy, really, really bright. I've also been to my mum's garden prior to me coming out today, and I've picked up some amazing picking. She grows all these different herbs, flowers, all these edibles, which are really stunning, and they're different, they're bright, and it really is symbolistic of, I suppose, this area, and it's symbolistic of the beauty that this area is. So this plate is really beautiful. It's delicious, it's vibrant, it's jumpy, and it jumps all over the plate, which is going to be really exciting. So, look, let's get cracking. First off first, because we're using the chopping board, I just want to cut our oranges and our lime in half. Let's put it up so that we're only actually using the juice from that. So I just want to sit to the side. Okay, that's ready to go now. So, crudo. That's our school shark. As you can see, it's really soft and it's fleshy and it's white, and actually it's a beautiful meat. Absolutely stunning. And with the crudo, because it's raw and it has that acidity that is going to cook it, really takes on the flavour really fantastic. All we want to do is do a couple of little dices here. We want to go across that grain then. There we go. Keep it together. It can be rough, it doesn't really matter. We want the acid to really penetrate into that fish. So let's get the knife away. Let's go. And this is where it gets a little cool. We give it a nice heaping of salt. What I brought along is one of my favourite seeds of all time, fennel seeds. They're gorgeous, they've got so much flavour. I just want to put them in as well. Good, some good quality local olive oil. Give it a good helping. Okay. Simple as this. Orange. Nice lime. That's the one that's really going to bite in. That's what we want. We want that to have good flavour. And you can almost see instantly that that fish will start to become white. Okay, let's mix it around, give it a good mix. All right, we want to hold that fish. We want to let it sit for at least 5 minutes just underneath my beautiful stick here. To complement that fish, we want something to make it really pop. So I've got some labna here, which is basically a Greek yogurt that's been hung overnight, so all the whey will drop out, and it creates this beautiful thick paste. I'm going to put that straight in my bowl. Then in this little tub, I've bought some acai berry. Now, acai berry is actually a berry that comes from a palm tree in the palm family. It's incredibly strong with antioxidants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some in with the labna, and then I'm going to garnish later on with a bit more. So let's mix that round, and it will become this beautiful soft pink. I think we need some more. Let's do a bit more. Acai powder. There we go. There we go. It's a beautiful pink labna. A little taste. That nice big acidic taste from the yogurt, a really thick creamy sort of mouthfeel, and then the acai powder just gives it that bit of sweetness and a bit of berry oomph. So let's do a nice smear through. Gorgeous. So our shark crudo has been sitting for about 5 minutes. Let's get a nice spoonful of that. What we want to do now is we want to start building this dish up. I don't want too much juice on there. I actually want the fish to sort of speak for itself, and we'll dress it at the end. Let's go one more pile over here. And this is a really modern way of plating. It's a really sexy way of plating. It's very sort of now. So in my little tub here from my mum's garden, I picked up all sorts of things. She does a lot of superfoods for health. So I've got some kale. I've got 2 different types of kale. I've got some rose petals. I've got some nasturtium. I've got some rainbow shard shoots and some collard greens. It's just amazing sort of selection. I've also got some pineapple sage, which just goes rampant in her garden, which is wonderful. So let's dress this fish up to make it look even better. Okay, let's go a bit of kale. I've got some variegated marjoram. Let's go a couple of leaves here and there. Good, looks good. Got some dried chive flowers as well. That's got a little sort of bite that will go onto that fish really well. Nasturtium leaf. There's another nasturtium leaf we can stick in there next to that kale. little soft bits of the kale here, which are the really beautiful bits. There's a little bit over here. So these rainbow shard leaves are really soft. They're the ones from the center of the plant, so they're the youngest and the sweetest. Just take the tip off so they're nice and juicy. Again, pineapple sage, really, really strong, bright, happy sort of flavour. And it gives that nice contrast of all the other leaves that are quite dark and dark green. And now I can start finishing off with some nice flowers. I've got some rose petal leaves which will actually be really sweet, and they're going to jump against that acai in the labna. And let's finish it now with some nasturtium flowers. We want to get some of our really good olive oil. We just want to pour a little bit here and there, just a couple little drizzles, just to lubricate that fish again, make it a bit sexy. And let's finish it off with our acai powder. Beautiful. Now that's a stunning dish, and that speaks to me about the surf coast. Everything to do with the surf coast. Crudo, school shark, amazing. Welcome back to Tales of a Benevolent Chef. I've taken you down to 13th Beach, just near Torquay. It's an amazing, picturesque beach that me and my boys and my wife love to visit. The waves here are strong, it's a beautiful undercurrent, and it's like so many of these coastal beaches right along the Great Ocean Road. You've got to swim at the safe ones because there's lots of rips, but I tell you what, there is no better place to go and hang out with your kids and your family and enjoy the fun. It truly is an amazing place. Right, we're scooting down the road now. I'm taking you back to my local beach, literally 5 minutes walk from my house, Fisherman's Beach in Torquay. Don't let the lack of people fool you, because at night time, this place is full of dogs. People who've moved to Torquay who walk the dogs every night, and if you're lucky, sometimes you'll get to see this lovely tide go right out and these amazing rock pools appear. They don't appear often, but when they do, they put on this amazing show. You come down here at sunset with the kids, and as you can see, she's a pretty beautiful place to hang out. Can I say Torquay's a nice place to live? Yeah, I think it is. I tell you what, I think I could be one of the luckiest dudes in the world. What do you reckon? Welcome to Dawn in Lorne in Australia. Quite an amazing time. You've got to come here specifically just on sunrise, and you get this beautiful, amazing energy that jumps off the Great Southern Ocean as she bashes against the cliffs. Now you've got that beautiful backdrop, that lush rainforest, but then you've got this calm and serenity of this sea. Ocean Road is an amazing story. It goes for hundreds of kilometres from Torquay, the surf coast, right down to Warrnambool, way down in the west, a couple of hundred kilometres. Now, the most amazing thing about this road is it was completely made by returning veterans from the First World War, and it is a permanent reminder of that blood and toil that they sacrificed for their country. Completely handmade, carved out of the cliffs right along this stretch of coastline, and it is one of the most amazing and picturesque roads in the entire world. And I tell you what, it's a must-see. But what you have to do is you've got to see it at a different time of the year. Don't come down in January where the tourists are everywhere. Don't do that, don't do that. Although it's great for the town, you'll also have 20 to 30,000 people coming down that road every day. What I want you guys to do as a special local secret is come down in February. Come down in autumn, come down in spring, come down in winter, and that's where you see the pure beauty of this place. Amazing. So this beautiful pier down in Lorne was actually rebuilt some years ago. When I was a kid, It actually used to have fishing trawlers that would go directly off it, but now we've just got the local wildlife, the seals, the sea life, the bird life, and the odd fishermen or two that just come along to get some beautiful fish straight off this pier. It's got good childhood memories, this place. Really good. So looking out across Teddy's Lookout, what's particularly special about this place, you get to see the magnificence of the Otways crashing into this great southern ocean. Now over winter time and spring, you'll actually be able to see southern right whales going all down this coastline, down to their nursery down in Warrnambool. It's a pretty special kind of place. So all around this amazing scenery here, down near Lorne and the Otway Ranges, there's amazing waterfalls. So I'm taking you on a really special, it's about 7 k's north of the township of Lorne, right in the heart of this amazing Otway State Forest. Ancient forest. Talks to you. Pretty special place here. I've taken you deep into the Otway Ranges. I'm going down to Erskine Falls. It's a really special place, and it's a really fond place that I had as a kid, because my parents used to take us down here from time to time to go in this beautiful nature and to experience waterfall. And it's the kind of place that it really just takes you away from it all, gets you back with yourself and back with the amazing nature that we are. I mean, look at this. You couldn't be in a better place, could you? Ancient tree ferns, a beautiful rainforest. This place is so cool. Its energy is peaceful. The strength of it, though, is so incredibly strong. It's just beautiful. You can fall in love in a place like this. It really is brilliant. Isn't she magnificent? It's worth the 1,500 steps you go down into the valley to get to this. So let's explore around here for a little bit, and then I'm going to cook you an amazing dish which is inspired, I suppose, by my childhood and this amazing scenery that we're sitting in. I'm on the track finally. It's a beautiful spot. As you can see looking through here, these forests are absolutely ancient. They kind of almost talk to you. Now it's really important here, don't come when the tourists are here. Come at a time where it's calm, the skies are calm, there's no wind, and you get to see this amazing beauty. Check out that. Incredible. It's really important while we're in this beautiful environment that we pay a bit of respect to the local people from this area. They were called the King Parrot people, local Aboriginal tribe, who had actually very little to do with Westerners. There's very little known about them. And as far as we can trace our Aboriginal history, is that this tribe no longer exists in its capacity. So these lands are now taken care of by a neighbouring tribe from up near Colac, but their area basically went from all these Otway forests right down to the Cape Otway, way past Apollo Bay. And it was actually known that, even by the Wadawurrung people who were up near Geelong, that the King Parrot people were known as the wild people. So they very, very rarely saw them, and they lived off this land, which is rugged, beautiful, but pretty scary too. Here's a dish that is really symbolic to my childhood. I grew up on a sheep farm about 30k that way. So I'm cooking some beautiful lamb backstrap, and I'm cooking some really good veggies, something that's really going to be earthy and ground back into this particular function here. Let's get cracking. First things first, I've got this stunning lamb backstrap. All I want to do is, little tip, always tip, oil your meat before you fry it. Rub it in. We really want that oil on both sides. Really important. A good crack of sea salt. Now, we're cooking out in the rainforest. Really, really important that everything that you bring in, you bring out. Really, really important. I can't stress that enough. Okay, lamb. We've got a really hot pan. You can see she's a foldable pan. Comes with me everywhere I go. On we go. So we're going to be cooking this baby
for about 3 minutes on both sides. Make sure she's sealed, because then what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that it rests. We want to rest it for about 5 to 6 minutes, just so all the juices settle down and she's nice and gentle, ready to carve. Okay, so she's been cooking for about 4 minutes. We'll flip her over. You can see in there that caramelisation. It's exactly what it's halfway down that meat, and that is absolutely perfect. So we'll just let her run an additional 4 minutes on this side, then we'll bring her off to let her rest. I'm going to get a little bit of olive oil again there. Just bring it back to that pan. Really important now, keep feeling it, keep touching it, and the meat will actually let you know when she's ready to come off. She's almost ready. I'm going to say about in a minute. Now let's switch this baby off. Just turn it down. You can take that lamb off now and let it rest. Get the juices all around it. Okay. We're just going to sit in there, and we're going to let him sit there for about 4 minutes. Just let him rest. We want to rest him about the same time as how much we cooked him. Now, my pan is still on, so now it's time to cook some wicked vegetables, and I've got a nice little reduction to go with it. Okay, pan's on. Olive oil, good helping. You're going to have all the juices from the lamb in there. You're going to have all that nice salt, all that thing. A little bit more salt in there, like that. Gorgeous. Okay, I've got here some cavolo nero, which is an Italian cabbage in the kale thing. Here we go. Nice. We want to just stir that around, and you'll see the colour will start to come that beautiful shade of green. It is just beautiful. We're going to suck up all those lamb juices, all the salt, all the deliciousness, and that really top quality olive oil. I want to get some sarsaparilla, Australian grown sarsaparilla. Now, it's a strange thing, I know, but it's got that real rooty, licorice sort of flavour. I feel it's going to connect to the here a little bit. I want to pour it in here, let it sizzle, we'll juice it down. The cavolo nero is going to bring all that juice into here, but that lovely sarsaparilla in there is going to act as our reduction for our lamb. Okay. I'm going to stick that across here. We'll create a really nice sort of line, with a beautiful cav up there. And meanwhile, that beautiful sarsaparilla is reducing in our pan. And what that's actually doing is deglazing that pan. So it's taking all that beautiful lamb juice, the cavolo nero juice, the salt, and that lovely olive oil, and the natural sugars that are in that sarsaparilla are going to make it really syrupy. My lamb is ready. I want to cut it open. I want to get a nice, beautiful pink. Let's have a look. Gorgeous. Do a couple of slices. Nice. And it's going to let all that lovely juice out, but that's all right. That's exactly what we're here for. Sarsaparilla is reducing as well, still going higher. You can feel that in your hand there. It's just about right. I'm going to turn that off. Actually, no. I'm going to let that continue to reduce as I decorate our dish. Okay. I want to get some nice lamb here. Put it on top there. Just keep it really simple. We want that pinkness to show as well. I've got some locally made goat's cheese, and I want to just sprinkle it around the plate. I'm going to have a bit. It's wicked. It's time to finish it off now. So what I want to do is get our little radish. Here's our little syrup ready. Sarsaparilla all up the lamb. Go around the plate there.
So it's kind of ironic, guys, 30 years after I started cooking, and here I am finding myself looking back over the hills and the valleys of Dean's Marsh where my food journey all began. So it's been a pretty special time showing you where I grew up, showing you a little bit about me and the spirit of my food that I like to do. So where are we going next on Tales of a Benevolent Chef? Well, I guess the Wheel del Oyster.